This video is brought to you by Cracks Only. Check out the link in the video description below to get to their website and check out their latest products. Trust me, you do not want to miss them. Yes, people, the curtain comes down on pre-season's Manchester United draw 1-1 with Atletico Bilbao here in Dublin at the Aviva Stadium. A game that was... Look, we had chances at the beginning of the game and then we gave away a stupid goal with Harry Maguire, who gave the ball away in a bad situation, conceded, and then right at the death, KG's son, Facundo, with an assist from Harry Maguire, gets a draw for us. Today, look, we wanted to finish on a positive. Yesterday was, the first team, etc. They finished on a positive. Could the second team or the players that were looking to impress, could they finish their pre-season on a high? Because it has kind of been two separate teams for most of the tour. And obviously, you can say we didn't finish on a high because we didn't win the game, but there were some decent performances from some individuals and some stuff to write home about. Let's start with Jadon Sancho in the false 9 position /9 position, looking sharp, nutmegging a couple of players, getting on a half turn, was clean through in the first half. Went with his left foot, went straight to the keeper's foot. He also received the pass from Facundo, where Facundo probably should have played through Forson, and that didn't amount to a goal. But he was looking quite sharp, and actually Sancho's best work this pre-season has been from central areas. But it's kind of weird because, look, Sancho's best position is probably on the wing, whether it's left or right. I mean, we bought him supposedly to fix the right-hand side. Didn't really happen. He's been playing mainly from the left-hand side. But now you look at Rashi, now you look at Garnacho, they're ahead of him on that side. If you look at the right-hand side, obviously Anthony's the number one starter there, but Jadon hasn't always really performed well on the right. And this experiment, through a lack of striker plus trying something different with Jadon from Erik ten Hag, has seen some little glimmers of hope. I think he's looked quite sharp, neat little touches, and little reminders of when he wants to play the intricate style of play, when he wants to get on the ball and play the technical side of the game, he's always going to be able to do it. So maybe Ten Hag's thinking something different there. But even again, once the season starts with Rasmus Højlund getting up to his full fitness and being our main striker with a supporting act of Rashford and Martial, whatever that looks like, I don't know where he's going to get a lot of game time. I think Sancho will this season be moved around quite a lot, to be fair, especially I think for the first game against Wolves. That game already looks like it's going to be Garnacho on the left, Rashford up front, and Anthony on the right, same team that played against Lens yesterday. But he did look quite sharp today. Alvaro Fernandez at left back, I think he looks really neat and tidy. On loan at Preston last year, did really well. But then you're thinking, right, how is he going to find a way into this Manchester United side? Probably not, looking for a loan, and still probably is. But if you look at Malacia being injured, which we don't know how long for, that leaves just Luke Shaw as the only recognised left back, with maybe Dalot to go over to that side if something should happen to Luke Shaw, if he gets injured, or if something happens at centre back and Luke Shaw has to go there. There is a little bit of an inroad for Fernandez, but I think he showed some great maturity, some good feet to get out of tight situations, a couple of good deliveries, decent in one-on-one situations. Did nearly give away a penalty, by the way. But apart from that, I think he was quite good. Who else? Donny van der Beek. Again, the tour was just... You can't help but feel the tour was just to keep Donny fit. He needed to build up his confidence and his fitness from being out so long. Scored a good goal in Scotland. Against Lyon, I think it was. Yeah, it was against Lyon. And you can see what that meant to him from scoring that. But I think this tour was about just getting himself fit. And it looks like the best situation for him is going to be to get a move. And I don't think any of his performances that he's had on tour has maybe changed that. So I think he did okay today. Who else? Forson, he looks quite exciting, but again, it's going to be a bit much for him. I can't see him coming into it. And look, the Harry Maguire situation. I want to talk about that because he gave away an awful pass. I think there's two ways to dissect the Harry Maguire situation. Let's talk about his attributes as a player, and today shows again why he's not capable of doing the things that we want to see. In the Manchester United shirt. His confidence is shot. He hasn't had a good time, and his confidence is on the floor. And ability-wise, whenever he has to step into that, that higher centre-back position where he's on the ball more, he's just not producing the goods, which we already know. Has his time come to an end? Absolutely. It looks like he needs a new club, a new start, fresh scenery for him to reignite his career again somewhere else, because it isn't going to work at Manchester United. He's fifth choice centre back. Erik ten Hag's made it abundantly clear that he's not going to play. Obviously, he says stuff in the media in terms of backing Harry Maguire, but we know full well that when it comes down to it, that's not going to be the case. But what happened today, I massively disagree with. I don't think we should have been, I say we, I wasn't, but a lot of Manchester United fans here at the Aviva Stadium were booing Harry Maguire after that mistake. And for me, I just feel like it does nobody any good, does nobody any, any help. It doesn't help the player play better. It doesn't help the situation. And me personally, I just think when a player plays for us, right, our job as fans is to support them, especially when they've crossed the right line during the game. Obviously, we're all going to say our piece online. We're all going to say our piece on blog spaces, on channels like this, in the media, to your friends down the pub, in your WhatsApp groups, the memes, etc., etc. People are all going to have an opinion, and I think we all agree that Harry Maguire needs to move on. I hope, and hopefully he does and reignites his career, and we can all move on. That's the best thing for player, best thing for club. But to boo the player, who is still one of your own. I know you can say, oh, he ain't my captain, he ain't my centre-back. Yeah, you can say all that, but he's in the game right now playing for us. So do we want to keep booing him and make him make more mistakes and we lose 4-0? Let him give the ball away another 3 times? Do we want that to happen? So actually, on the basis of that, Harry Maguire actually did well to calm himself down and play himself back into the game actually after that. And gets an assist at the end for Facundo by keeping himself, relatively tapped into the game. So look, that assist doesn't change anything, but I just thought it was a bad touch from the fans in here to boo him, which, to be fair, after about 5 minutes or so, it changed back to cheers, but I didn't really like that. But on tour, overall, what have we learned? Look, I think Onana, we can see, look, Tom Heaton spoke to us. He said that, it's a new way of playing. You have to adapt. You can see the team has to adapt to Onana. We saw what happened yesterday with him getting tangled up in the net, all embarrassing. But those are little incremental changes that we have to be aware of. Like if you're the right back in that situation and you're playing a blind pass into central midfield or to the other centre back and you play a pass as loose as Diogo Dalot did, the keeper's going to be way off his line. So we're in massive trouble if you do that. Also, Onana has got to adjust a little bit as well. Obviously, he likes to play high. And rightly so. That's what's going to be asked of him. That's how we want to play. He's not going to change that. But he needs to be aware that opposition now are going to be looking to maybe rush fullbacks into mistakes, rush centre-backs into mistakes, or midfielders, or try and hurry Manchester United out in possession. If they can win it in that middle third right there around the halfway line, if Manchester United are on the ball, if you can nick it in a press, you know where Onana's going to be. So opposition players are going to look to target him playing so high. So we need to be aware of that. Onana needs to adjust to that. And I did ask Erik ten Hag out in New York, does he expect Onana to change anything or be exactly how he is? And he did say he expects him to be how he is. But at the same time, like we know, Erik ten Hag's not silly. You got to make those small changes where it's needed. I think Garnacho as well is looking positive. Like I said, I think he's going to start the first game against Wolves. He's had a good pre-season on an individual basis. So look, Tomo said we're ready for the pre-season. It's been a mixed pre-season. Like KG said, it's been a bit meh. Some up and down performances, some decent goals, but some stupid ones conceded. But overall, look, last season we won every single game in pre-season and started the season poorly. So don't always correlate. I'm actually glad pre-season's over. Erik ten Hag's got his hands onto this pre-season and can see how many games he wanted us to play in a short space of time. And now let's just roll it on now. We need to start it. So big thanks to all you guys for following the channel across the States. All you guys over there in America who've been supporting, everyone here in Dublin, everyone in Norway and Scotland as well for all the other pre-season friendlies. It's been a fantastic ride and long may it continue. The season starts now, like KG said. Get ready for the pressure because it is coming. Roll on the Premier League. Take care. Peace.